Hello guys, welcome to this video. I'll be looking at the Information and Communication Technology paper 3 October-November 2022. Alright, so for this video, I'm going to focus on the spreadsheet aspect. So the question says you have been supplied with the following source files. Okay, so we've got the source files here. So there's one thing I need to show you guys. Now, most of the time, of course, during the examination, you're going to be given a source file, right? And then sometimes some centers will not unzip the file before they put them in the computer. So you can right click on it and then of course unzip the file. Now, one thing I need to tell you is this: when you unzip, make sure that the all the files that you need. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut everything here and then I'm going to paste them here. Okay, because the name here, this name, because most likely this is how the name, like the name format your source files will come with. This name is too long actually, and then probably you're going to have a problem most of the time, either saving your files or importing files and all that. So what I always tell students is to bring out or maybe reduce the name of this name here. You can reduce the name, but I chose to just bring it out here. All right, so I can just click here and then remove these ones. Okay, so you can always have access to those files that I just removed by unzipping this one if you need to, which I know that you don't in the examination. All right, so this means that once you open this this file here, you're going to have all your files in here. So try as much as possible to make the folder that your source files are in, the folder name, to be as short as possible, please. Okay, so that will help you in either giving file path or maybe importing files. So because I've seen students have problems when they have, if the folder name is quite long. Okay, good. So let's continue. So all this, so tax 1 evidence, create a new word processed document. So let me just open Word here. Let's see the question one more time. Make sure your name, center number, and candidate number will appear on every page of this document. Okay, so of course I normally use the header. So they never told us header or footer, so I'll just use anyone. So my name is Ikechukwu Anolefo, right? Command. So I'm going to use NG156 and then 0004 as my candidate number, of course. Okay, so you can close that, and then I think we're good with that. So save this document in your work area as N22. So let me just copy that for convenience sake. N22 underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number, for example, this. Okay, so let's go save this. So what I'm gonna do, let me just go to save as. I want to get to, let me go to desktop. Where's the file? Yeah, right here. So in here, in my evidence, in my source file, I'm going to create a folder and then I'm going to call it work area. So work area is where I'm going to save most of the files, or all the files that I'm going to be printing, basically, right? So of course my evidence, I'm going to save it right there. Okay, so I'm going to call this file evidence N22 evidence underscore ng, which is my center number 156 underscore 0004, which is assumed to be my candidate number. All right, so you can save that, right? So whatever your candidate number is. Okay, so you will need your evidence document during the examination to place screenshots when required, right? So let me just highlight everything here. We're done with everything. I like green. This yellow gives me some kind of vibe. Okay, so task 2, spreadsheet. You are going to create a spreadsheet for the Taora World Wildlife Trust. This will display data about donations given by individuals and companies in other countries to their global conservation project. These donations are made in the currency of that country. Taora Wildlife Trust record their finances in Taora dollars, so each donation must be converted into this currency. Okay, display Taora currency as dollar to 2 decimal places. So this is very important point that we need to take note of. So all our currencies, when required, must be in dollars, okay, and they must be formatted to 2 decimal places, okay. So do not edit the data files provided unless instructed to do so, okay. So number 1 question: open and examine the files n22donate.csv and n22currency.csv in a spreadsheet package. Okay. Okay, let's go find them. So donate and then of course currency. Let's find them. So I have donate here. Let me just open that quickly, and then of course let me also open currency. So your job is just to examine, okay, examine or inspect the file, right? So what I'm going to do, I just want to like make sure that everything is showing, right? Yeah, so the next same thing here. So let me just select everything here, double click in between here, and then make sure that every data is showing, right? So if you look at this, you find out that there's going to probably be some type of VLOOKUP or something like that. Okay, so now we've examined the file. Let's continue. Okay, so place in the footer of the n22 donate file, left aligned, the text. Okay, so let me just copy that text. The text edited by, followed by a space, then your name, center number, and candidate number. All right. So I'm going to go to donate here. Let me be sure of where. Let me be sure of where the. Okay, so it's supposed to be left aligned in the footer, right? Okay, so let's open that. Am I in the right place? Yeah, donate, right? So you want to click on layout here, just this layout button here. So you want to go down to footer, left aligned. You want to have this here, edited by, so space, and then my name. My name, Kechukwu Anolefo. Okay, comma. Let me just be sure. Comma. Then your center number and candidate number. Okay, comma. NG 156, and then comma 0004 will be my. That will represent my candidate number. So right aligned, the automated file path with no, automated file name with no file path. Okay, so you want to click on the right side, and then you want to just click on file name up here. So just remember that the header and footer tab is activated here by virtue of being in the footer or the header, right? So when you're done with this, you have to click outside. When you click outside, you can go ahead and click on the normal view tab here, so everything will get to normal. All right, so save this as a spreadsheet with file name donate underscore followed by your center number underscore candidate number, for example this. Okay, so let's go ahead to save the workbook. So you want to go to file, you want to go to save, save as, please, and then you want to go to browse. Okay, so I want to save it in my work area as a matter of fact, and then make sure that you save it in the Excel format. Okay, so you want to have, so the name will be donate underscore ng 156 underscore 0004. Okay, so you want to save it like this. Yeah, so that's about it for this. So for number 1, so number 1 is done. So number 2, so after doing this, you're going to get about 3 marks. So number 2, enter a formula in cell E29. Okay, so let me locate cell E29. Let's see, okay, this E here, E29, this E29, so I'm on it. Okay, so enter a formula in cell E29 to display the ISO of the currency for a country displayed in cell B29 using the external file and 22 currency.csv for the array. Okay, so we're meant to have a formula to display the ISO of the currency for the country displayed in cell B29. So let's see the B29. Let's see what's in B29. B29 here. So okay, the country here. So we need to, let me expand this a bit. So we need to get the, okay, let me just do the same thing here. The local currency ISO, right? So for this particular country, which is Kenya, right? So here we are going to use the VLOOKUP because we want to get the ISO here, given the country here, right? So this country here, and then we'll have the ISO in this column here. So which means that we're going to use VLOOKUP. Why are we using VLOOKUP? Well, we are using the VLOOKUP because the array that we're trying to access, the data are arranged in a vertical format, just like this. Okay, they are not horizontal. If they are horizontal like this, then we probably will use HLOOKUP, but in this case we're going to use VLOOKUP for for this referencing. All right, so here I'm going to have VLOOKUP. So you can just double click on this suggestion. So the lookup value is going to be this, right, for this, and then comma. Our table array here, we can actually select only 2 columns, but I'm going to select everything here and then choose the second column. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just select the first row here, and then I'll hold down my control key and then my shift key and then press the down button. So that will be able to select every other thing down there. Okay, so that way it is easier. So comma, so the next thing is the index. So where am I looking at? So what I want is that, so it will look at the country that is here, which is Afghanistan or whatever, and then it's going to look at the second column, which will give me the ISO, right? So I'm interested in the second column, so I'm going to have 2 right there. So comma. So the next thing is the false. You have to have false there. False will be able to give you the exact match, right? So you can enter, and then that should give you this cache. So if you go and cross check, so let me go back to currency table. So cache is the ISO, right? So if I use a Control F, let me look for Kenya. Let me look for Kenya. So if you find out that Kenya here has cache as ISO, so somehow we are correct, right? Okay, so that's for number 2. So number 3, enter a formula in cell F29 to look up the exchange rate for this country using the external file N22 currency.csv for the array. Okay, so in F29, enter a formula in cell F29. So let's first of all locate F29. So F29 should be somewhere here, right? So it says that we should to look up the exchange rate for this country using the external file. Okay, so the exchange rate here, right? So let's look at the other file and then see the exchange rate. So the exchange rate should be this, right? So that should be the exchange rate. Okay, so $1 is equals to this in Afghanistan, 93.03023. Okay, so we're going to use the VLOOKUP one more time. So VLOOKUP, I can easily copy the other formula, but I just want to repeat it just for clarity. So we're going to use VLOOKUP, right? And then of course our lookup value will still be the country. So it's going to look up the country, and then this time around our array will still be the same array actually, right? So we're going to still select the same array. So I'm just going to select here and then hold down my control key and my shift key and then down arrow, and then that should do that for me. So now where am I interested in? So what will be my column index? My col index number. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th column is where the exchange rate is. So which means I'm going to use 4 for my index number, column index number, right? So comma. So I'm going to use false to get the exact match. Okay, good. So I'm going to just close this and then enter. So this will give me 130.227. Okay, which is the exchange rate for Kenya, right? All right, so let's move ahead. So number 3 done. So number 4, enter a formula in cell G29. So let's locate G29. Enter a formula in G29, which is this, okay, which is the next one, to calculate the donation in Tawara dollars by dividing the value in donation in local currency column by the exchange rate. Okay, so let's see. So we're going to have equal sign here. So where is the donation? So this is the donation. So we're going to divide it by exchange rate here, and then that should give us something like this, right? Good. Dividing the value in donation in local currency. Are we correct? Yes. Donation in local currency by exchange rate, which we just did. So the next part of the question is rounding this value down to 2 decimal places, right? Good. So but rounding this down to 2 decimal places. So what I'm going to do here, sorry, let me just get to, so you want to get down here, and then you want to use the round function. Now some people can use the round down function. Anyone can work for this, right? So I'm going to use the round function, and then take it to 2 decimal places actually. Okay, so using the round down function, it still will work for you in this case, right? So but here I think okay, let me just use the round down just for the sake of it, because I think some people use round a lot. So let me just use round down, so which will work perfectly. Okay, so this will round it down to this, right? So I'm using this round down because of how the question was coined, or is coined, rounding this value down to 2 decimal places. So I'll just use round down. If you use round, it's going to work. Everything's going to work. Okay, so whichever one. All right. Okay. So that works for that. Okay, so number 5, replicate the formulae entered in steps 2, 3, and 4 for all donations. Okay, so I want to actually double click and then replicate the formula here, and then replicate the formula, and then replicate this one. Okay, so everything works perfectly, so we're good with that. Okay, so that's for this. So number 6, use cells C29 to C115 to create a named range called 2, right? So C29. So let me just get to C29. I think C29 should be this. Yes, this is C29. So I'm going to hold down my shift key, and then my shift and control key, and then down. So that I can select everything here. So you want to right click, you want to go to define name. So you want to have 2 here. So that's the name of the range. So you can okay that, right? Good. So the next one will be use cells G29 to G115 to create a named range called amount. Okay. So this is a G29, and then I'll hold down my control and shift key, and then get down and right click, and then go to define range or define name. Okay, so you want to have amount here. You want to have amount, and then you can okay that. Okay, so that's what the question is about. Okay, so this is done. So the next one is take screenshot evidence of the creation of these named ranges and place these in your evidence document. Okay, so this will be step 6, evidence 1. Okay, so let's go ahead to see that. So what I'm going to do here, okay, so for what I'm going to do to actually to bring out to show how I actually created the named range is, you can get to formula, right, and then you can go to name manager here, click on name manager. So this will show you the ranges you've created here from the name manager, or the name ranges that you created actually. Okay, so if I click on 2, which is the first one I created, I can edit, and then this will pop up for me. So the dialog box will pop up for me. So, and this is exactly what I need. So I can take a screenshot of it. So I can simply take a screenshot of this, and then copy that. Go to my evidence. So my evidence, this should be step 6. Step 6 evidence. Evidence 1. So I'm gonna just paste that here, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for the other one. So I'm gonna just close this one more time, and then click on amount, and then edit, and then of course take a screenshot one more time. Take the screenshot, yeah, and then copy that, and then paste it in your evidence. This should serve. This is fine, right? Okay, so I think everything here is done. We're done with this. So if you succeed in doing this, you'll get yourself 2 marks for this particular number 6 question. So number 7, enter a formula in cell C7. Okay, so let's locate cell C7. Let me just close this one more time. Yeah, C7 right here. Okay, so enter a formula in cell C7 to calculate the total of the donations to this project using the project code and the named ranges created in step 6. Okay, so we're going to use the project code, which is here. Okay, so this is the project code here. Okay, so, and we're going to use the named ranges. So you need to understand the question first of all. So it's going to calculate the total of the donations to this project using the project code and the named ranges created in step 6. Okay, so now if you look at this place, so this is project names, right? And then this is the code for each project name, or these are the codes for each project names. Okay, so, and of course these are also the codes here, and then we have the the donations here, right? So wherever it sees the code here, it's going to add up the donation of the in Tawara dollars, right? So here we're going to use the sum if function to do this, right? Sum if. So our range, so the first range will be the 2, which will give me the donation, which is the project code. Okay, so whenever Excel within this range sees this particular, so I will click on the criteria. So the criteria will be whenever it sees A7, see that A7 is a relative reference, so I'm not going to lock it because it will change across down here. Okay, so so whenever it sees A7, A7 is going to add the next one, so which will be the amount. So it's going to add amount. Okay, so close that. So the amount will be the donation in Tawara dollar. So whenever it encounters any of the code, so if it encounters TA multiple times, it's going to add across whenever it sees it in the donation in Tawara. Okay, so that's what that will do for us. So enter. So that should give us something like this, right? Good. Okay, so that's for that. So replicate this formula for all projects. So what I'm going to do, just replicate everything for all the projects, so which is cool here. So we're done with that. So whenever it sees TO across here, it's going to add up every donation in Tawara. So anyway it sees TO, is going to add them all up. So anyway it sees TO, the same thing, it's going to add all of them all up, and then that will give you this. Okay, so that's how sum if works. Okay, so number 8, merge cells A1 to C1. So let's do it one after another. Cells A1, this is A1 to C1, so I'm going to merge to C1. So go home, and then I will use merge and center in this case. Bring up this. Okay, yeah, so that's for that. And then A3 to C3. So where's A3? A3 to C3. So I'm going to still use merge and center also. A5 to C5. So this is A5 to C5. So I'm going to just also merge and center, just making sure that it's vertically aligned. So let me just use also that. Okay, that's fine. And then A27 to G27. Where is this? A27. Let's go A27 to G27, which is here. So I'm going to also merge and center. Okay. So format the top of the spreadsheet to look like what we have here down here. Okay, so one thing I noticed that is that the second row and the fourth row, they are just halved. Okay, so I'm gonna just get that done now. So this is it here. So I'm gonna just half it here, just make it a little shorter. Make this one a little shorter, something like this. That's fair enough. Okay, so what's next? Okay, so let's look at this. Format the merge cells in rows 1 and 5 to have a blue background with white text. Okay, 1 and 5. Okay, so you want to, so let me just have 1 here, and then I'll hold down my control key and then click on 5. So I want them to have some kind of blue text and then blue background and then white text. Okay, so that's fine. So format the text in row 1 to be 20 points high. Okay, so just row 1. So I'm going to select only row 1 to be 20 points high. 20 points. Okay, right. Let's see. So as you can see, the row 6 is actually in bold. So I'm going to just go to row 6. So I'm just going to make it bold. There's no statement on the what's it called, the font size, so I'm going to just leave it like that. So, and as you can see, it's actually center aligned. So I'm going to just center them. Okay, yeah. Format the merged cell in row 27 so it matches row 5. Okay, so that it matches row 5. So I'm going to just use the let me see. Let me just make this one bold, just to make it look like what we have in the question, right? I don't think this is, even if you don't make it bold, it's fine, but I just want to make it to look as close as what we have. So I'm going to use let me click on 5. So I'm going to use the format painting, and then of course do that same thing on by the way, I need to merge it one more time. I want to be sure that it's merged. It gave it all the formatting by merging it, so now it's correct, it's right. Okay, so I'm good with this. So number 10, apply appropriate formatting to the value stored in column C in the projects table and then column G in the donations table. Okay, so column C will be this in the project. So this is a project table here. So we're going to just select everything here. So we're going to make sure that it's in currency. So currency in 2 decimal places from the starting of the question. So it needs to be in dollars, right? So I like American dollars. Where is America here? So America here, yeah, United States dollars. So yeah, so the same thing here. I'm supposed to select the 2 of them, but I forgot. So I'm going to select everything here, then go to my number group, make sure it's currency category, and then of course I have American dollars, and that's cool. Okay, so that's for that. So this is sorted out. So number 11, save your spreadsheet, print your the spreadsheet showing the formulae. Okay, good. So let's actually, now there's another thing I would like to tell you here. Now if you look at, so let's see, let me select everything. Okay, sorry, okay, let me just make sure everything shows well, and then go to formulas, and then of course show formulas. Select everything one more time, and then double click, and then make sure that everything is showing. Now I want you to look at something. So if you look at column F, E and F, you will see the referencing in the formula. It's showing pretty well. So it means that the formula here is referencing the currency table, the currency worksheet, right? Now, and the currency workbook, sorry, it's actually open. Now, you see, if I close that, let me not save any changes. If I close that, you will see that my formulae, they all change to absolute cell reference here. As you can see, everything has changed to C, user, I kid you, the whatever, OneDrive, da 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 da. It has changed, right? So the formula has changed and become longer. Now, I know that some students probably might have this kind of issue. The reason why you're having this kind of issue is because the file that you're referencing has been closed. That's why it's switched. So for it to reference that particular, to reference it in the cell, you need to go back and open that file. So I'm going to open that currency table back, right? So let me just minimize it. As you can see, my formula has snapped back to the shorter formula, which is the best, right? So I'll just click here and then double click anywhere once more just to have everything snap back, right? So let's take note of that. A student was asking me this question some time ago. All right. So that's for that. Let's see. So I need to print showing the formula. Okay. So let me just go to print and then see the other questions that follow. So let's see. So print showing formula. Make sure it is in landscape. So you want to set the orientation to landscape orientation. Okay. So let's see what's next. The row and column headings are displayed. Okay. So you want to go to page setup and then make sure you click on row and column headings, right? Now, another thing I need to point out is that if you look at the question here, I think the grid lines should be visible too. So from the question here, I think the grid lines should be visible, all right? From question 9, how it looks here. So I might have to activate the grid line. So I probably might select everything here, and then of course go to border here, and then all borders, right? So I want all the grid lines to show when I'm printing, right? Good. So let's go back to printing. So go to print. Let's see what next. So we've been able to show header. Yeah, the what's it called? The row and the column headings are displayed, and then the contents of all cells are fully visible. Okay, so I think we're good to go. So what I'm going to do here, so as you can see, this is about 8 pages, bro. This is a lot. Okay, so we can actually click and then let me save in okay, so I can save this as printout 1. I saved it as PDF in printout 1, which I encourage every student to do. Okay, so that will be that. So if I go back to my work area, I should be able to see my printout 1. Okay, I didn't name it printout 1 actually, so let me just change it to printout 1. Okay, that should serve. Then when you open it, this is how it's going to look. So you can go ahead and print. Okay, so I've assumed that I've printed mine. Okay, so this is done. Okay, printout 1 is done too, right? So number 12, set the page orientation to portrait. Okay, so let's go. Let me go back right there and then set the page orientation. I can actually go to page page layout and then make it portrait. Yep. And then format the text in row 28 so that it is center aligned both vertically and horizontally. Okay, let me see. Row 28, where are you? This is row 28. So I'll probably go so make it center aligned, and then I want to make sure that it is in the middle alignment. Okay, so that should take care of that. So let's know what else they're saying. Let me remove the formula actually. Let me first of all, the formula, let me just remove it, and then I'll select everything and then double click here just to be sure that everything snaps back to normal in values. Okay. So center align both vertically. Okay, format the text in D28 to G28 so that it is wrapped. Okay, so here let's from let's be sure what am I looking at. Okay, D28, please. Where's D28? Okay, this is D28 here, so we need to format it such that it's going to be wrapped. So I'm going to go home, I'm going to just click right here so that it will be wrapped. So I already clicked on wrap text. Yeah, what's the next thing? Make sure that the cell contents are fully visible and fit on a single page wide without changing the font size. Okay, so I can understand what is going on here. So I need to kind of resize this a bit. So that should be able to, let me just sorry, not that, undo. That's row 28. So I need to kind of resize it such that it's going to be a kind of wrapped, just for everything to come. So I'm going to just move this one a little further down, and then move this one down. So as you can see, so this is exactly what our question is telling us to do. So I'm going to just do the same thing here. So all my data, everything is showing pretty well. So I think it's a way to control the page also, so that we're going to have we're not going to have too much of extra pages, right? Okay, so I think it's good like this. It's fine like this, right? What's the next thing? So everything is done here. So number 13, print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure the orientation is portrait. It fits on a single page wide. The content of all cells are fully visible. Okay, so let's make sure that it fits on a single page wide. Okay, so let's go ahead to go to print. Okay, so you want to see, you will see that this spans across 6 pages. So we need to control that. So what you want to do is go to scaling here. You want to fit all columns on one page, so that the width will contain within one page. Okay, so that's what the question is actually saying. Okay, so it means that now we have about 3 pages. Okay, but the column, everything is contained within a page. So let's see, it fits on a single page wide. Okay, so it means that the width of the page, contains on single page. So let's see. So let me just fit on one sheet. That would be too. Look at this. So we found out that the best fit will be the column, just fitting the columns on the column on one single width. All right, so that's the best thing to do. So fit on a single page wide. Okay, the content of all cells are showing. Yes, of course. The row and column headings are not displayed. Okay, so we need to remove that. So go to sheet over here and then remove that. Okay, so we can have something like this. Okay, so they never talked about anything about grid lines. So you can print with grid lines or not print with grid lines. I don't think you are going to lose mark for that. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so we can go ahead to print that. So I can actually go ahead to print to PDF. So that should give me printout 2. Printout 2. Okay. All right. So let's move ahead. You will extract the project with the highest donation in week 2. Okay. Open and examine the file N22 weeks 2.csv in a spreadsheet package. Okay, so let's locate that. Let me go back right here, and then weeks 2 here. I'll open that. Are you gonna open? Yep. So I'm gonna just select everything in between my column letters here. I'll double click, and then I have all my data showing pretty well here. All right, so place your name, center number, and candidate number left aligned in the header. Okay, so let's do that for this particular file. So I'm going to just go to layout button here, click on it, and then left aligned. I'm going to have my name, Ikechukwu Anolefo is my name, comma, ng 156, comma, 0004, and then that should serve as that. So I can go back to normal view here. Okay. So we have done that. So extract only the project with donations of at least $15,000. Okay, so at least will give us greater or equals to. Okay, we're going to use greater or equals to because we need it to give us 15, but at least more than 15. So the least will be 15, right? So what we're going to do here, I normally click here, just click here, go to filter, and then just click on filter here. So I need to filter on total donation. Okay, so you want to actually go to number filters, and you want to go to greater than or equals to. Okay, and then greater than or equals to 15,000. That's what you're going to use. Okay, you want to okay that, so that should give you this. Okay, sort the data into descending order of project. Descending should be Z to A. So you want to go to project name. Sorry, did I read that question very well? Sort the data into descending order of project name. So you want to go to project name while the filter is still on. So you want to go to sort. So you want to use Z, sort Z to A. So which is the from highest to lowest, which is descending. Okay, so this should be the filtered data. Okay, so everything from number 14 to 15 done. Okay, so number 16, print the spreadsheet extract showing the values. Okay, make sure the printout fits on a single page. Okay, so let's go ahead to print that printout. So we want to actually go to print, and then of course we can. Okay, so everything fits on a single page actually, so we're good with that, and it's in portrait, so we're good with that. Row and column headings are visible. Okay, so the row and column headings are visible. We want to go make sure that you choose the row and column headings. What was next? Content of all cells are fully visible. Okay, so that's the other printout, so we can go ahead to print. So I can just print over here, so that should give me printout 3. So we can save that. Okay, so that should give me printout 3. So I think that's about it. So thank you guys for this video. So if you need the finished work, or everything that we've done now, if you need the raw file, you can get it. You can join this YouTube channel. You can just click on the join button. Okay, and then you can get all this for free. You can get all the finished work for free, because I can understand that some students will be asking me to give them the finished work. So I can have everything in the for members. I can just give you everything, all the printouts. So the only thing you just need to do is just to go ahead and change the, what's it called? You change your name. You can change your information here, so you can have them, and then use them for whatever you want to do. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.